Hey guys, welcome back to Gradina Space. Today I'm joined by my co-host Dennis, who's the social media manager and director of these social channels. By the way, speaking of, please subscribe to our Instagram channel. We really appreciate the support. Anyways, today we're talking about Vietnam's gardening secrets. Dennis,
Hey guys, thank you so much, Danny,
yeah,
for the good welcome, and I appreciate so much.
yeah.
And also for our viewers, also welcome back. I think it's been almost 1 week before we posted a podcast, so hope today we are going to learn a lot. And as you're talking about the Vietnamese gardening secrets, also I would like to urge you out there that we may also share some of the good gardening facts maybe that you like us to cover, and some of the topics that are really burning you. Yeah.
hmm So yeah, basically what we're talking about today is Vietnamese gardeners and farmers who are people that grow food mainly on water. They don't strictly grow food on soil. They don't strictly grow food on land.
No way.
Dennis.
How does that even work? Because how does wait, you want to say they don't require soil to
Bro.
grow their food? How is this possible?
I mean, yeah, Vietnam is a very different land from the one we have in my country, in your country. They use rafts, floating gardens. That's just one of the five tricks. We're gonna get into today.
Well, where do we start?
Well, so down in the Mekong Delta, by the way, please show an image of the Mekong Delta. The farmers there build these rafts out of water, high inch and bamboo, and they anchor them to the canals of the delta, and they just start growing food on top of the rafts, which is a curious fact.
Because I'm still wondering where, like, how do even the roots penetrate, like, without even the soil, and how do they even get well taken care of? I
Uh,
don't know if
I mean, the roots just go through the bamboo and through the raft, and because it's a very nutrient dense water, they extract nutrients from the water itself, from the water underneath the rafts.
so. You actually mean they grow food on these things.
They grow what? Sorry.
They grow.
God damn it. What were you saying? Just leave me alone. I was
What's
coughing.
happening to you? Did you smoke some bang
I
today?
didn't. God, this guy, man. No, I swear.
Did you take a puff?
I didn't take a puff, Dennis. I'm just. You started talking, and I just wanted to cough when I heard you talk. That's it.
So my voice is making me cough. Okay, I'm curious. What kind of plants do they grow? Do they grow on these? You say the water hyacinth or something.
Yeah, so they've got like their own versions of spinach. So mostly water spinach, it's a native Vietnamese dish and crop. It's called rau muong. Maybe I'm not pronouncing that correctly, I apologize. The crazy part is that it's ready to harvest in like 3 to 4 weeks, from what I've seen.
Wait, you mean like in 3 weeks you will have like a full-grown spinach? Because
Yeah,
that is faster. Like, I don't know,
yeah, it's like
faster
one of
than
the
regular.
fastest edible grains out there. Sorry, it's good. Yeah, you can grow it very easily. You can grow it on rafts, and you don't need that much watering to make it grow. It's a very interesting plant. Yeah,
Because actually, because you're saying in 3 weeks you can have maybe your full spinach and you can prepare them and harvest them. I'm trying to imagine. I've grown my tomatoes actually. I've also uploaded the videos of me transplanting the tomatoes, and I can say they have taken. Is it 3 weeks now? The seedlings
yeah,
before even having like a small cherry tomatoes or small tomatoes. It's taking longer. So in 3 weeks, you want to say like you can have
it's
full
fully
spinach.
grown. Yeah, I don't believe it
I
as
think
well, if you ask me, but like, I mean, it's Vietnam, Dennis. Like, stuff happens there. All right, so the next topic is herb walls. You might be asking what that even is. Herb walls is
Yeah.
basically growing foods in small spaces. It's basically small space growing. Vietnamese home cooking uses dozens of fresh herbs, and most of it is grown and stacked in like pots, old gutters, whatever is on the balcony and is available.
So can you share maybe some of the plants that these guys are the Vietnamese guys normally plant on the balcony, black pots and all
I
kind of.
mean, I can try. I'm probably not gonna say the names correctly, but one of them is Vietnamese mint that they grow. Another one is perilla or perilla. Okay, however you say that, I apologize. Another one is Thai basil, culantro, and dill. All right, dill. At least we've done videos about dill. I know what that is.
Yeah. You want to say all these plants they grow in small pots.
Yeah, easily. And the best part is that people don't even realize a lot of these regrow from cuttings.
Wait, you want to say all these plants can grow in a small pot?
Yeah, easily. And the best part is that people don't even realize a lot of these can regrow from cuttings. In a cup in a cup of water before you even touch any soil, they can start regrowing, which is kind of cool.
Because I've been uh, I've been throwing away maybe celery, what do you call cutting? So it's like you want to say,
Celery cut. That's why you saying you can't
yeah.
regrow celery. No, I can't. I can't with this guy.
Do you know what is celery?
I know what it is, but then it's got. It's not one of
Wait, I've
those
seen
you
you.
can regrow. What do you mean? You can't.
Wait, you can't grow what do you call the
Yeah, because you can regrow
coriander.
cilantro, dill, the basil.
Cilantro, actually, cilantro is in the same category as celery.
Uh, I, s- I swear you can't regrow celery if you put it in like a. You know what we're actually gonna
You
do an
sure?
experiment. I have the garden bed there, and I'm gonna put celery and see if it regrows. Because I can bet it doesn't.
Wait, let me show you. Yeah, it's here. You're going to pay me $50.
What do you mean it doesn't regrow? But yeah, you can regrow celery and other plants, I guess. Including the ones I mentioned, like like basil, dill, cilantro. But yeah, you might be asking, hey, what's the next hack? The next one is rice husk ash. That's a yeah. Try say that 5 times.
What is that?
I mean, rice husk ash is a byproduct. It's a byproduct of the rice industry over there, and they've used it for centuries to lighten the soil and improve the drainage of the soil. It's kind of like what we've talked about in previous episodes, where we use like coconut husks to aerate the soil and make it more full of air and nutrients, and make the plants breathe easier.
Okay, I think it's more of a natural. Uh, is it pellite? Pellite.
Yeah. Yeah, functionally, yeah, it does the same job. It's usually free and you can find it anywhere in like a rice mill or in an Asian grocery. Yeah.
Because I think there's a huge cost difference compared to the bagged one.
I mean, yeah, instead of buying like an already pre-made perlite, which is gonna have added costs and taxes, you can just use it from the rice fields you already have, or you can just buy for cheaper in the supermarket. And it also nudges soil pH. It bumps up the soil pH a bit too, which helps in a more acidic tropical soil.
Yeah. Actually, when you're talking about rice, something has come into my mind. Like there's a video we made I think some few months ago about the rice water and how nutritious it is. And maybe most of the guys normally pour that cloudy water that is full of starchy and macronutrients for that matter.
Mm.
And I believe traditionally back in the days, people were using the rice water to in their plants for that matter. So I don't know if Vietnamese do use rice water to 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 add some nutrients in their plants. I don't know. Have you maybe come
Huh.
across?
Wait, you're saying I've been throwing like rice water into the drain instead of using it as like fertilizer and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh, cool, cool. Nice to hear. Uh, well, that's tough, but yeah, I didn't know you could use rice water as like a fertilizer for plants. But there you go.
because actually you've basically been compositing your dinner into the sink. I don't know if you know about that.
Thanks, Dennis. Thanks for rubbing it in. Like, I get it. You can use rice water as a fertilizer. I get it. I guess it like
Yeah,
lets it like ferment. I mean, if you let it like ferment for okay, maybe I should stop cutting you off. Okay,
that is my point.
that
Where are
is
you going?
sorry, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Let me. And maybe you might ask how to prepare the rice water first. And one thing you need to do is you need to ferment it like for 24 to 48 hours for the first
Mm,
time. Because one, you are activating the microbial activity. So when you ferment the water in maybe for 24 hours, you're activating the most of the nutrients. And like maybe washing your rice, then going and pour it there.
mm-hmm. Okay, so you should
Maybe
let
a
it.
question.
Yeah, you should let it like
Yeah,
ferment so it can like extract and it can be more nutritious. So when you pour it in, it actually gets absorbed faster. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah,
that is one. That's something you need to try.
yeah, I'm actually gonna try it after this recording. Uh, but yeah, another hack and another interesting fact about Vietnamese gardening is monsoon, monsoon proofing. Jesus Christ. Another interesting fact about Vietnamese gardening is monsoon proofing. And you might be asking, hey, what even is monsoon proofing? Look, Vietnam gets
Yeah.
somewhere between 1,500 to 2,500 milliliters of rainwater per year. And it comes in like these heavy, concentrated, like bursts of just like crazy, crazy, like storms. So,
So
yeah,
how do you keep plants from drowning, like from the monsoon proofing?
yeah, like you basically create like these raised mounds and these raised beds, which keeps the roots up, and out of like the standing water. So when it like dumps a huge quantity of water down the field, your crops are above it and they can survive instead of getting drowned.
Yeah. I have a question. Have you ever drowned a plant maybe because of overwatering? Because that happens a lot actually with plants.
Look, Dennis, it was a bad time and I was young, but yeah, I have that like more than once. What? Like
Like wait, I thought I've been teaching you to not to overwater.
no, I mean you can't. Look, I'm a
What do you
changed
do?
man. I'm a changed man. I watered it once and then I forgot I did, and I watered it like an hour later, and then I forgot I did, and then I watered it like 5 more times in the span of a day. And yeah, I killed them. I killed the plants. So, anyways,
But yeah,
like yeah,
yeah. But basically, this happens to anyone, even dealing with heavy rains, and not only in monsoon climates, as you called it.
yeah. Not only in monsoon climates, you can overwater plants if you're stupid and you forget you've watered them. Yeah. Point is, you need to be diligent when you're watering. Once you water the plants, check the soil. Check if the soil is dry or if it's hydrated. If it's like moist, don't water too much, you know. And yeah. Anyways, guys, that was like a quick recap. We were talking about floating gardens, herb walls, rice husk, which you can use as fertilizer, or not as fertilizer, as like aerating material, like coconut husks. We talked about like rice wash water, which you can actually use as fertilizer. And yeah, What was that?
Yeah, it's 5 tricks. We have given you 5 tricks, so you have zero excuses. Actually,
Yeah.
you need to try one of.
Yeah, please try one of them. Let us know in the comments if any of them were successful. And you know which one you were most interested in. We'd love to hear in the comments. And yeah, guess we'll see you guys next time. But also, please check out our Instagram channel. We're trying to be as active as we can be there. And yeah,
Yeah, and if you want to see visual breakdown of all these, you need to visit our Instagram page, our Facebook page, and also our TikTok page, and our YouTube page. We are Gradina Space.
yeah,
Every time we upload a
Space.
video, you see visual breakdown of all things. We have uploaded several videos. One of the videos, the latest video that we did was my guy preparing a garden bed, and also I did some transplanting. So you can go back and check the videos, and you'll learn a lot. You learn so much.